Morality in media is dead. This is simply because of, maybe when you accept moral relativism like it's the gospel, trying to challenge the standard order of good and evil because you want to be different, you want to define something. I mean, like as it was said in the Bible, there is nothing new under the heavens. What do you want to do? Sorry. Welcome to the channel, and today I'll be talking about why morality in media is dead. Morality in modern storytelling, how writers don't even know how to write a good story anymore because of it. I don't know what kind of college, university, or what heck even some online course you took. I don't know, maybe you got scammed. I don't understand, because most times this problem of morality, it bleeds into why most stories are hollow, why grey heroes are dead, why anti-heroes don't make sense, why people, why characters these days are just bland, because it's a real problem. Because I coined up the term the shades of grey principle. It's something I kind of made. I didn't even know it was related to moral complexity until I did my research, and I realized that, because I actually got this from grim dark stories like Warhammer 40k, that the world is black and white. There is good and there is evil. You cannot change that. But it is for human beings to try to go in the direction of light, because of we are grey. Human beings are grey, but we should try to go into the lighter shades of grey instead of going into the darker shades of grey. Because of the closer you are to black in grey, like when the color grey is moving towards black, it eventually becomes indistinguishable. Yes, it's technically still grey, but to the average bum, there is no difference, because grey is unstable. Okay, it signifies the struggles of humanity. Okay, because the struggles, you can struggle and falter and fall, and you can struggle and succeed, and that's when you become victorious over whatever is bothering you, or whatever is the roadblock in the story. Because the light never bends. It never bends, because without light, darkness is just emptiness, and that's why, like, when you say a void does not have light, hence why it is a void. And moral relativism, for those who are confused, or those who don't know what moral relativism is, it says that there is no universal good or evil. It all depends on perspective. The villain isn't evil. Oh my god, my Samsung notification, sorry. The villain isn't evil, he's just misunderstood. Everybody is equally right. It's like trying to explain to me why Horus was actually the good guy all along. I mean, if we all know that the emperor was a terrible father, but Horus is actually the good guy all along, and it doesn't make sense. Because if everything is relative, then what differentiates good from bad? If I believe that genocide is good, I mean, you can say that it's my opinion, right? But it's not my opinion. Why would this be my opinion? Like it's an opinion, yes, but it's a bad one. You cannot change that. Because when you blur an image, when you blur a picture, you can't see anything. You can see what is supposed to be there, but you can't see it clearly. It's not defined. Let's use that word. It's not defined. Because moral complexity, which is related to my shades of grey principles, I focus more on the greyness of human beings and how black and white is standard. It cannot be changed. It does not bend. But good and evil exist. Human beings are just messy. Yes, that's where the whole character struggle, the hero's journey, the compromise, the resistance of temptation, or even the fall from because of temptation. Star Wars and Breaking Bad, they kind of follow this. Though I haven't watched Star Wars and neither have I watched Breaking Bad, but from what I've heard from many people online, Breaking Bad has a good, the synopsis is that it starts off grey, then it becomes pitch black. Because of when you lean into the darkness, as I said, it eventually becomes indistinguishable. Okay, because complexity can deepen the story, but it still requires the light to exist. But most times, the complexity, it eventually just becomes cynical, because most writers confuse relativism with complexity. Instead of showing flawed humans striving against evil, they erase the line of good and evil altogether. and the result is everybody is gray. There's no light, no meaning. Everything is just vague. Because even if a character is pitch black, which is why light must remain and it must exist in said story, because if the character is pitch black, as I said once before, the light will show that this is pitch black, because yes, you can tell, obviously you have a brain, that this is bad, but the light then differentiates the actions. Okay, this is good and this is evil. Everything the character has been doing is in evil. Then you look towards good and you realize what good is, and you're like, okay, I understand it now. There must be a line so that I can understand it, so that it can be, descriptive, so that you won't be confused at the end of the day. Because relativism produces, vagueness. That's just what I can say. Because most of modern storytelling, the writers usually, they have no skill. It's not I'm not saying what some YouTubers said. I'm just saying it. Like most times it's like some high schooler was given the keys to the kingdom and told to write a story for this big company. Like, and this is something that just needs to be brought, like needs to be brought back into storytelling. Okay, not just simple good guys versus bad guys, or this guy was actually bad all along, or he was, or like due to his struggles he became bad, this and that. No. Okay, because of the shades of grey principle is the standard. It's not even should be, is the standard for how stories should be told. And that's all for the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good time. Bye.